It's kind of like late in the day on the same day, and I'm still stewing over this notice that I got in the mail from the New York State Department of Labor. You know, it's got to be a woman, right? Okay? Because they only take these positions not to show their strength with their organizational skills and their efficiencies and how effective they are in managing people, places, and things all under the same roof. But, they just have those positions to pretty much, it's like I don't know, like a spotlight. They got to be under the spotlight. Oh, look at me. Look at me. I get the position. I get the title. Look at me. In all reality, I bet anything she couldn't match two wooden blocks of the same shape, size, and coloring in a sandbox. That's what we're dealing with. I can't stand it anymore. Okay? I just can't deal with it. And then this Kathy Hochul, give me a break. She's like the leftover Cuomo flow that we're still dealing with. Okay? Like I wouldn't put it past her and Cuomo to have drummed up all the bullshit about the sexual harassment shit to get him out, to get her in, and then she's gonna do some switchy thing and get him back in or try to get him back in. And it's like, well, we've had enough of you and him together, okay? And this first woman bullshit, I can't fucking deal with this, okay, anymore. Let's talk about first women stuff, okay? Because the United States hid all their history books, so all this first woman crap is all fraud, because they already tried putting women in positions before and they all failed, okay? So I don't know why they're attempting to do this stuff again is beyond me. They don't have what it takes to manage large sections of anything, okay? I know this for a fact, okay? I was part of corporate America, and I did belong to the Rochester Women's Network out of Rochester, New York, and I did belong to the Frontier Women's Network out of Frontier Corporation, i.e. Rochester Telephone. And I can tell you firsthand, those women, their goal is not to help other women. Their goal is to, in interacting with men, they wanted to get into the minds of a man to effectively deal with men who are the decision makers. It has nothing to do with, casting a line out to women and, come here, come hither. We shall help you in your endeavors and your quest to climb over that obstacle that is in your way. We can see you. We can make you shine. We'll pull you through. It has nothing to do with that shit, okay? It has everything to do with effectively in their mind, interacting with men. So they did all these studies. Well, if we hold our hands this way, if we dress this way, they'll see us more as men versus women. And, well, that's how we'll get up to the corporate ladder quicker. And then once we get in those positions, we can help our friends get into these positions, even though they may not have the knowledge or the capabilities to manage these positions. But not to worry, we'll find ways around it. That's them, okay? So going back to this first woman shit, where is the list of the first women like this? Who was the first hooker? I want to know that. Why don't we put her up in the spotlight? Who was the first hooker? You know, hookers differ from prostitutes in many ways, okay? Hookers are more, let's say they operate on the inside, and prostitutes operate on the outside. So who was the first hooker? Woman. And who was the first prostitute? Woman. Let's put her up in lights, okay? And who was the first, this is, you know, my dying need. Who was the first postal employee, married with 3 kids of her own, soliciting sexual relations from a coworker who, you know, quote unquote, allegedly was married with 3 kids of his own? And who is she? She was allowed to conduct herself in the workplace like that. Now, who was the first postal employee that fit the prior category, classification, description, that also had to assume the identity of the woman that she set out to wreck her life? Who is that? I mean, we should put some first names in the right places, right? The first homewrecker. Who was the first female homewrecker? Who was the first known female busybody? Who was the first known female thief? Who was the first female that had sexual intercourse with children? Who was the first female that, oh wow, think of something. I mean, so the whole list of the first female, let's put it all in perspective, okay? Because I don't see anybody out there highlighting some man. We want to talk about gender equality. I don't see anybody highlighting men in positions. Well, that's because they always occupied the positions in the workplace. Bullshit. Bullshit. Are you trying to tell me that there was not a first male chambermaid? Are you trying to tell me there was never a first male chef? Are you trying to tell me there was not a first male seamstress? Are you trying to tell me that there wasn't a first male makeup artist? So all this first women's bullshit, because it's such a crock of shit. It needs to stop. Women's rights have gone too far. And nobody really gives 2 shits if you're the first, you know, first female who gave a blowjob. Nobody cares. You don't know how to do your job. You're not out there promoting the strength of women, helping women. You have your own hidden little agendas, and in most cases, you know, like Kathy Hoochel will come right out and say, well, part of my agenda, as I'm the governor of the state of New York, is to do this, do that, but never addressing the true needs, okay? She doesn't address anything. She's a catastrophic mess, like all women in those positions. I don't want to hear about first women judges, okay? I don't care if you're male or female and you're a judge. You don't follow the administrative process of the law. That's a fact. And so you all should be fired or put in jail, because the only way you have immunity in the judicial system is a proven track record of following the administrative processes within the scope of the law and following the rules. And none of you do that. I don't want to hear anything about first attorneys, especially female attorneys. Those people are evil. The ones that claim they work in the best interest of the child. Oh, okay. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about first teachers, female teachers. Don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it no more. Okay? Because I'll come up with a list. I'll come up with a list of the first female that stuck her fingers up a guy's butt, thinking that that's a better way to have sex. I'll come up with the list. And you can just fill in the blanks. I'm so tired of the first female bullshit. Because females are evil. They are catty. They're pathetic. They're insanely jealous. They are greedy. They can only think of themselves. They are meddling. They cannot just, when we're talking thinking about their selves, they think about themselves only to the extent of what they want from another woman and what they're willing to do to break that woman down. But if they were really focusing on themselves, you know, they would like lose a few pounds. You know, do something better for themselves. But they're so focused on another female, they can't do that stuff. They're outward focused, not inward focused. I've had, through my lifetime, nothing but problems with women. I got nasty, catty, pathetic, little sick, twisted bitch neighbors raking me down, rallying up friends against me to take down my life or whatever she got out of it. I've had problems with my sisters, you know, making up bullshit. I was born a boy. Oh yeah. According to my sister Kim, I was born a boy. Yeah. The list goes on. Like they, you know, I really have to say at some point they deserve a good swift kick in the butt. Because they have overstepped their boundaries. But if you want me to make up a list of the firsts, I'll come up with all kinds of categories. And you can fill in the blanks. It will be like a treasure hunt. Let's try to discover the first woman who, well, used a condom, perhaps. You want to go that far? Enough with the fucking bullshit on the first woman's shit. Who cares? You know, you want to rally up that first woman shit first before it ever gets, you know, labeled. Let's see how well you can actually perform these jobs. So go out there, make your mark first, and then if it's worthy enough, we can give you that first woman thing if you're looking to be the first woman. It's so annoying.